11th, we will talk about trim and extend commands. Go to Home tab, Modify List, click on this small arrow. So this is our trim command and this is our extend command. First, we'll start with trim. To select, left click. But before that, we need to draw some lines to make it easy to understand. So to end command, press escape. Go to line. Now draw some lines. Now go to Home tab, Modify List, click on this small arrow. First we will start with trim. To select, left click. Now select your object, so let's select this object. To select, left click. To confirm selection, right click. So this object will act as a knife for us. Now select the object that you want to trim. So let's say that you want to trim this part. So hover the cursor over this part and then left click. So this part will be deleted. The same thing, let's say that you don't want this part. Hover the cursor and then delete it. The trim command is still on. To end command, press escape. The shortcut for the command trim is TR, type TR, enter or space. Now select the object which will act as a knife for you. So let's say this is our first knife, left click, and this is our second knife, left click, and this is our third knife, left click. You can select multiple objects. To confirm selection, right click. Now select the object that you want to trim. So let's say that you want to trim this part, left click, and if you want to trim this part, left click. This one you can't trim this part because it is between two knives or between two objects that you have selected. So that is mean we cannot trim this part. The same thing with this one, we cannot trim it. Trim command is still on. To end command, press escape. Now we will talk about extend command. Go to Home tab, Modify List, click on this small arrow, left click. This is our extend command. To select, left click. We use extend command to extend objects to the edge of other objects. So let's say that you want to extend this object to the edge of this object. So select this object first, left click. To confirm selection, right click, and now hover the cursor towards the other object that you want to extend. So let's say that you want to extend this object, left click. To end command, press escape. The shortcut for command extend is EX, type EX, enter or space. Now let's say that you want to extend this line towards this line and you want to extend this line towards this line. So first select this line. To select, left click, select this line. To select, left click. Now to confirm selection, right click. Now select the object that you want to extend. So let's say you want to extend this one. Hover the cursor towards this object. To select, left click. Now hover it towards this object. To select, left click. Extend command is still on. To end command, press escape. The last thing we will talk about it for command trim and extend is that if you want to use both of them at the same time and also freely, that means there is no restrictions. Again, type EX, enter or space. Now select this object, left click. To confirm selection, right click. Now let's say that you have selected this one. Now let's say that you want to extend this line. You won't be able to extend this line or this line. Now you can extend this line. To extend, left click, and this line also you can extend it, left click. You can also extend this one, left click. Let's say that you don't want to select an object or a reference object that all the lines will go towards this line only. You want to extend freely. So press escape. Now the last thing we will talk about it for the commands trim and extend is that if you want to trim and extend the object freely, that is mean like you don't want to select knives for your trim command, or you don't want to select a reference line for your extend command, then type EX, enter or space. Just do right click immediately. Do not select any object. Now you can extend any object you want. So let's say that you want to extend this object, so it will be extended. Left click. Now let's say that you want to extend this one, left click. And let's say you want to extend this one, left click, this one, left click, left click. Now let's say that you want to trim this line. So to shift from extend command to trim command, then press on shift button on keyboard and then hover the cursor towards that object that you want to trim. As you can see that, now you can trim it. Left click. If you want to extend, then release shift button and then hover the cursor towards this object, it will be extended. To trim, press shift button on keyboard and then hover the cursor towards the line or the object that you want to trim, then you can trim it. To end command, press escape. Same thing, type TR, enter or space. Do not select any objects to act as a knife for you, just do right click and now you can trim any object that you want. So let's say that you don't want this line, then left click. You don't want this one, left click. You don't want this one, left click. Let's say that you want to shift from trim to extend command, then press shift button on the keyboard and then you can use it as extend. Left click, and so on. Left click. To end command, press escape.